Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Nearly a year after a massive fire, people living nearby still worry about the economic impact. The village's fire chief says chemical monitoring's been going on for months.
A military crash in California claims the life of a Harlem high school graduate. A close family member describes the kind of man he was.
And an infamous moment in American history will soon be replayed under the national spotlight. We'll preview what you can expect from tonight's live broadcast of the January 6th committee hearing. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
It's been nearly a year since the Chemtool plant explosion in Rockton. Fire crews used chemicals to put out the fire.
But that has some people worried about long-term effects. Nikel Delgado joins us now in the studio. Nikel, you spent some time with Rockton's fire chief. What did he have to say?
That's right, Eric and Mimi. The fire chief tells me it seems like it was just yesterday all of this was happening. You may remember the explosions and flames were so big the Rockton fire had to call in help from 26 divisions in Illinois as well as a few from Wisconsin.
We've been here 22 years and I was hoping to give this to my son.
Rockton resident Mark Micka's dream of one day passing his home to his son is looking less and less likely by the day.
I got a feeling that all this area may be condemned at some point, so I'm worried about that.
Micka, like many of his neighbors, are still feeling the impact from last year's Chemtool plant fire. He's worried that his well water is contaminated.
We're trying to figure out if they're going to hook us up to city water, which I think they should at the very least.
The Chemtool plant is only about 300 yards from the Rock River. In an effort to reduce water runoff and accidentally putting chemicals in the river, a Louisiana fire crew was brought in. They used foam to put out the fire, but it contained harmful PFA chemicals. Chief Wilson tells me as soon as they found out, he ordered them to stop.
At that point in time, the state of Illinois did not ban the use of that particular type of foam. But with us knowing that there were, possibly cancer-causing agents within that foam that, contained that PFAS chemical, that it was in our best interest not to use it.
Chief Wilson says his department got rid of all of the foam and that none of it seeped into the river.
Not only during the fire, but weeks and even months, that they were doing ground sampling and water sampling to make sure that, nothing was in our environment. So. To those people, we just want to ensure them that, those chemicals aren't there.
Still, for residents like Micka, they're still concerned that contaminants will force them out of their homes.
I got probably more money than almost anybody in their property in this neighborhood, and it's going to hurt. But I don't know what to do. I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income, and I have nowhere to go.
Micka and other residents say they are planning to take legal action. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Nikel. 5 Marines, including a Harlem High School grad, were killed when an Osprey aircraft crashed in Southern California. 21-year-old Nathan Carlson of McChesney Park was a combat veteran. His family tells us he served multiple tours overseas. Investigators say the aircraft was carrying 5 Marines when it went down during training east of San Diego yesterday. His uncle, Winnebago County Board member Keith McDonald, tells us Carlson graduated from Harlem in 2019 and was known for his upbeat personality and swimming skills. An investigation into the cause of the crash is underway.
A convicted Ogle County sex offender will remain in prison. A jury determined Ray Goff is still a sexually dangerous person. He filed an application of recovery, which means the label can be removed if a health expert determines he's no longer dangerous. However, that expert told the jury Goff still suffers from a mental illness and will likely attack again. Goff was originally convicted in 1991 for abusing a child. Jason Randolph will spend the next 10 years in prison. A Winnebago County jury convicted him for home invasion and domestic battery. 3 years ago, Randolph forced his way into a woman's home, tied her up and beat her. The victim called for help with her smartwatch. Here at Eyewitness News, we're committed to supporting abuse survivors. We have a list of resources in the State Line Strong section of our website, mystateline.com. Tonight, the January 6th committee will broadcast its first public hearing.
Lawmakers on the committee say the primetime hearing will be a chance for the American people to see what investigators have uncovered about the Capitol attack and the government leaders who may have helped enable it. Trevor Shirley's in D.C. tonight as Eyewitness News keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
The committee says tonight Americans will see never-before-seen video footage, plus what the committee says are mountains of new evidence about January 6th and its aftermath. Public hearings on the attack have been held before, but tonight's is the first to air live during primetime TV hours.
These hearings will be a chance for the country to come together, to rally around the truth and unite around the rule of law.
Committee members say they plan to show new evidence about the deadly attack and then focus on what they say were attempts by former President Donald Trump and his allies to overturn the 2020 election.
The charge for the January 6th committee from the very beginning has been simple. Uncover the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, present it to the American people.
The committee says it's interviewed more than 1,000 witnesses, including members of the former president's family. Committee investigators say the goal isn't just to change some people's minds about what happened that day, but also present an account for history.
This is not a political issue. It's an issue about the integrity and sanctity of our democracy.
But Republicans say tonight's hearing is all about politics.
This committee is not about seeking the truth. It is a smear campaign against President Donald Trump, against Republican members of Congress, and against Trump voters across this country.
They didn't follow the rules, how the resolution that says how you're supposed to form this committee, they didn't follow those rules.
But the committee was created legally under established congressional rules. And a year ago, Republicans voted down the chance to create a special 9/11-style commission, which would have given the GOP equal representation and subpoena power. And the committee plans several similar hearings to air over the next few weeks. In the meantime, Republicans say they're also planning a counter-messaging campaign to push back against any of the evidence presented during tonight's hearing. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
That hearing will air live right here on WTVO Channel 17 starting at 7 o'clock. Crusader Community Health expands its Belvidere clinic. It held a groundbreaking this morning right next to its Logan Avenue location. The expansion will give them more exam rooms, a counseling room, and a lab. Crusader tells us this project accomplishes two things: easier access to health care and improving the local economy.
It also supplies jobs. It also helps develop this community. You know, it's nice to see new development and health care and just, really improving things.
The expansion is expected to open in a few months.
The first commercial airplane to take passengers high in the sky is in Rockford this weekend, and you can go for a ride. This is a Ford Trimotor. It was built in 1928 for Transcontinental Airlines, which later became known as Trans World Airlines, TWA. The plane is rare. Fewer than 200 were built. The Rockford chapter of the EAA is in charge of the flights. Group members say despite being nearly 100 years old, the Trimotor was built to last.
It gets the public out to see a very vintage aircraft and just to fly in something that's way older than a lot of us. It's brought people back in time, and it's a very good experience.
Fun fact, the U.S. Navy also used the plane. Many Americans have received their COVID vaccine and a booster, but kids younger than 5 haven't gotten either yet.
That could change very soon. The CDC and FDA will make a decision on it. The earliest it could be available if they approve it.
And coming up on Eyewitness News Local at 6, the race for Illinois' 17th Congressional District will introduce you to the other 3 candidates running on the Democratic ticket.
Our temperatures here this afternoon made it into the 70s, an absolutely gorgeous day today. This after starting off in the 40s in some spots. We've got a little rain to kind of time out for the weekend. More on that and the return of summer heat, all coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Lever, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Next week, the FDA and CDC will meet to talk about the latest round of COVID vaccines.
This time, it will be for children under 5 years old. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital. Pfizer and Moderna will produce the vaccines. If the shots get the green light, the White House says it has a plan in place to start distributing 10 million doses to local governments and healthcare providers. This could happen within 2 weeks. The Biden administration expects the American public to be hesitant on using the vaccines. An education campaign is designed to reach parents who may be on the fence.
That they don't fall prey to misinformation that's out there, but they have the right information so they can make the best decisions for their kids.
Those vaccines will be free to the public.
Golfers hit the green to make some green to help survivors of domestic violence and addiction. It's all part of the 15th annual Golf Play Day at Aldine for Remedies Renewing Lives. Our own David Greenberg emceed today's fundraiser. The nonprofit provides services for victims in Winnebago and Boone counties for more than 60 years.
Funds for this helps provide services for domestic violence victims, their children, and people that can't afford treatment for substance abuse issues that come through our agency.
If you missed today's golf outing and still would like to donate, we've posted information on how to do that at mystateline.com. It was a perfect day to go out golfing or do anything outside.
Yeah, hard to argue with that, but Mother Nature may have something to say about it. Rain showers could be headed our way. Candace breaks it down for us next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, I hope you were able to get out and enjoy this gorgeous afternoon. The evening looking pleasant too. A live look with our SkyTrack camera now out at the Poplar Grove Airport. Just some fair weather cumulus clouds for us today. Very, very comfortable. Winds, they've been a little breezy from time to time, sustained from the northwest, roughly at about 10 to 15 up to 20 miles per hour. We are starting to see the wind speeds kind of come down a bit here over the last hour, hour and a half as high pressure continues to work closer to us. This will lead to that wind kind of turning a little more light here as we go through the night tonight. That northwest wind, though, really pulling down that dry air. Look at these dew point temperatures in the low to mid 40s. So very, very comfortable. That dry air combined with the sunshine allowed our temperatures today to climb into the upper 70s. We're at 78 right now in Rockford, 77 in Galena. You're currently at 76 in the Pretzel City. That's the same temperature our weather watcher Ben here in South Beloit had just this past hour. And a dew point temperature sitting at 44. No rainfall today and no rain expected here as we go through the night tonight. But we are going to see eventually that cloud cover increase ahead of our next system that'll mostly bypass us to the south. You see a lot of these rain showers working in across the plains, moving into the upper Midwest. That tied into an area of low pressure that will dip to our south during the day tomorrow. So 56 degrees, that's where we'll head for the overnight tonight. Temperatures got into the 40s here just before the sun came up early this morning, so we won't be quite that chilly out there. And I know we had some fog in some spots too, so we won't be dealing with that. But we are going to see an increase in the cloud cover. 75 for tomorrow afternoon. We'll call it a partly to mostly cloudy day. And then we've got a couple of scattered showers that'll work in towards the afternoon and evening. So as we plan that kind of out with Futurecast, cloud cover on the increase. You've got the showers to the west of us here this evening. Those will pass mostly to our southwest. Tomorrow morning, places like Carroll County, Whiteside, maybe Lee County, and even parts of Ogle County could see a shower or two pass through. I know Futurecast doesn't quite show that for tomorrow, but that is possible. Most of our Friday looking to stay relatively dry, and this should help our temperatures get at least back into the mid 70s for most of us tomorrow afternoon. Now there is a stationary boundary up to the north. That boundary slowly starts to sink south during the afternoon and evening tomorrow. As it does, it may fire up a few scattered showers during that time, but these should stay relatively scattered and really work for areas here in southern, southeast Wisconsin, and then northeast Illinois as we go throughout the day. So I am going to hold on just to that chance towards the late afternoon and evening. After that, things will stay fairly quiet for Friday night. There are going to be a couple of scattered showers kind of passing in, coming in from the northwest as we go throughout the day on Saturday. That's only because of that northwest flow that we have set up here for the jet stream going into the weekend. But the weekend is not going to be a washout. Notice our overall precipitation accumulation there does stay fairly light. As we go into the first part of next week, temperatures will begin to warm. There is a cold front that comes in on Sunday. Depending on how fast that front lifts to the north Monday, that could really bring our temperatures up, but I do think that stalls out a bit. We'll likely see the 90s here as we get into next Tuesday, possibly holding on into Wednesday. Just depends on how fast that cold front comes through. Heat index, guys, by next week, at least for Tuesday, could very well reach that triple-digit mark. Before that, you've got 76 on Saturday, near 80 on Sunday. Hanging on to a couple of isolated showers, I think maybe on Monday. Tuesday right now looking mostly dry. As that cold front comes in, we could see some of that, guys, Wednesday night and then into next Thursday.
Hasn't been hot for a while, so we're about due. Thanks, Candace.
Scott's in next with sports. He'll show us how the White Sox did today in their final game against the Dodgers.
And Scott has the latest news on which men the Blackhawks are considering for their head coaching job.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Pitching ruled the first two games of the Dodgers-White Sox series at Guaranteed Rate Field. Today, the hitters got their revenge. Lots of runs in this one. The Dodgers lead the Sox 11-9 in the bottom of the ninth. Dylan Cease started for the Sox. He gave up 6 runs in 4+ innings. Jake Berger hit another home run, his 7th. In Milwaukee, the Brewers lost to the Phillies 8-3. The Cardinals lost in Tampa 2-1. Shane McClanahan picked up his 7th win. When the Blackhawks search for a head coach is heating up, the Montreal Gazette reports the Hawks have asked for permission to interview Canadiens assistant Luke Richardson. The Hawks are also interested in Canucks assistant Brad Shaw, and Derek King is also still in the running for the job. The Ice Hogs have new deals with 2 players to return next season. Forward Riley McKay and defenseman Cliff Watson have signed 1-year AHL contract extensions. McKay spent most of last season with the Indy Fuel. He did play 4 games with the Ice Hogs. Watson here will be entering his 3rd season with the Ice Hogs. The Ice Hogs also signed 20-year-old goaltender Mitchell Weeks. He spent last season in the Ontario Hockey League. The Celtics have regained the upper hand on the Warriors again in the NBA Finals. They lead the series 2-1 after winning last night. It was a hostile Boston crowd that was riding the Warriors, often hurling obscenities at them, most of them toward Draymond Green. That didn't sit well with the Warriors.
On the crowd's response to Draymond? Classy, very classy.
We've played in front of rude people before, dropping F-bombs with children in the crowd. Real classy. Good job, Boston.
Next game will be tomorrow night in Boston. Here's another side of Justin Fields most of us haven't seen. He is a bowler on the baseball field. He took some batting practice at Wrigley Field today during the Bears' visit there for some team bonding. Fields bashed out several home runs. Now, he was the star middle infielder in his high school days in Georgia. Maybe he can pull off a Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders type thing and play 2 sports. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Nice and quiet for us tonight. The first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. That becomes a little more active here for the weekend. We've got a couple of showers that'll pass through during the day tomorrow, but a lot of us staying dry, and that'll kind of be the trend here as we go through the weekend, even though you see a couple of showers and even a rumble of thunder. 75 for tomorrow, 76 on Saturday, 80 on Sunday. You've got the 90s and the heat and humidity by next week.
Nice and warm. Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.